Hi everyone, my name is Emily Heyman and I'm here to show you about my ePortfolio for ESLTECH 2011. I'm currently a second year student at Ohio State studying health sciences with a minor in psychology. I'm hoping to go on to physician's assistant school and continue to work for Doctors Without Borders in the future. In my free time, I volunteer for a suicide hotline and I'm also involved with different organizations on campus. In the spring, I am planning to study abroad in Hungary. My first tab is talking about campus depression and suicide risk. Since I volunteer at a suicide hotline and my minor is in psychology, I found this topic to be very beneficial to my career path. The first video here is a TEDx talk by Mark Hennick where he explains the stigma behind suicide through his own personal experience. This is very helpful as this is something that is very prominent in America and the whole world, and he tries to talk to people to explain how the stigmas can be broken. The next article is a recent news article from CNN that talks about what's needed to shed stigmas to stop suicides on college campuses. It even goes into detail to talk about Ohio State, which shows how prevalent it is right in our direct vicinity. The professional organization website that I chose to use was the Ohio State University Suicide Prevention. This is a website directly through Ohio State University that includes referral, educational, and resource information and programs aimed at faculty, staff, students, and parents associated with Ohio State. This is also a free resource to everyone affiliated. The academic journal article is an article that was published by the American Association of Suicidology, and it talks about the relationship between suicidal behaviors and depression, risk factors, and what the results from the survey show for college students. Finally, the book I chose as my resource recognizes that suicide is the second leading cause of death of college students in the United States. It is intended for use by professionals who are faced with issues relating to college student suicide, such as college counseling centers, clinicians, and researchers. The next tab I want to talk about is the reflection assignments. The reflection assignments were very beneficial to me as it allowed me to go back and think about everything that I learned during each week. I have attached every single reflection paper along with a short introduction to what the reflection paper contained and also what I learned from that week and the reflection paper. The technology that I found useful during this class included Doodle, the Writing Center at Ohio State, Carmen Connect, the Carmen discussion boards, and Trello. I went into a brief detail of what each resource was, and then I continued on to talk about how we used it in this class and how it can be beneficial to other students like me. Finally, I have a tab talking about the new academic tips and takeaways. So I included 5 takeaways that I had here, but I'm going to talk about the 3 most key takeaways that I found from this class. First is the 5 W's, which allowed me to learn how to interrogate sources by questioning who, what, where, when, and why in order to determine if a source was credible. I go into further detail to explain what type of questions should be asked in each category. The AEIOU model was beneficial to me as it showed me what I should do if I'm ever having conflict within a group and how a group's behavior can be controlled and monitored more effectively. I also go into detail about the steps and how people should encounter such a situation. SMART goals was my final key takeaway that I had never heard of before. Long-term and short-term goals that are reasonable and very attainable. It goes into 5 steps being specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound so I can map out all of the responsibilities that I have and how I can accomplish them. I included 2 other bits about why people procrastinate and how to fix it. I went through to say all of the different reasons why someone might procrastinate, and I included how it can be solved. Finally, I included the Cornell method, which is a note-taking method that I found very useful, and it uses 5 steps to help retain information by recording, questioning, reciting, reflecting, and reviewing all the class information. That finishes up my ePortfolio for this class. Thank you for watching.